Venezuela's currency plumbs unknown depths. I saw this, I thought it was amazing to see. In a bad way, amazing, of course. Losing 99.9% of its value in 2 years. Now, this is an extreme example, but think of the currency that you hold on to today that many people keep onto the mattress, many people keep in the banking system, and they choose to leave it inside these assets, which are controlled by the same people who are devaluing that currency every day on purpose. How quickly it can lose value. It's worth something today. Now, people are confused because they say, I have $1,000 in the bank. I haven't touched that $1,000. It's $1,000. But $1,000 doesn't mean anything. $1,000 is simply a number. Ask your grandparents what $1,000 was. If somebody had $1,000, they were wealthy. Okay, depending how old you are. I thought this was weird, okay? Back in 2017, $30 billion per year, IMF reportedly calculates bailout costs for crisis-hit Venezuela. Remember that number 30 billion? Here, IMF, its largest bailout, will lend Brazil 30 billion. This was back in 2002. I saw the same number. I know it's just coincidence, but ultimately, when I look at the IMF, I see a supranational entity that is simply there to ensure that you are unable, the country that they're going into, are unable to ever pay back your loan. In some cases, they're able to, but not before they come in, swoop in, and take what they need. That's what's happening in Greece right now. Other countries had to face what the Greeks call the troika. Okay? That happens often in history where, you know, these different supranational entities come in. They say, hey, you want a loan? No problem. We're just going to take this, this, and this. Here's your money. Then the terms are impossible for that country to pay back, and so they need another loan. And they say, you need more austerity. That's your problem. You're spending too much damn money. But people don't understand what the IMF is. They've never heard about it. The average person doesn't know what this is. So they just keep blaming their government, their elected official, and they don't understand who's really doing the work behind the scenes. I wrote about the IMF in both of my books because I knew it's so important. And one of the books that I quoted in my book was Vulture's Picnic. Vulture's Picnic is an incredible book. Everyone needs to read it. And if I'm not mistaken, the author is Greg Palast. I could be wrong on that. But Vulture's Picnic, if you haven't read it, definitely want to do so. It just gets into all the details of the IMF. Another one is Globalization and Its Discontents, which you can read by Stiglitz, if I'm not mistaken. Again, that talks about the IMF, but makes the World Bank look bad, and I might be mixing that up. It's been years since I've read it, but definitely Globalization and Its Discontents talks about this as well. I just think that ultimately, and now I'm thinking, as I think live on the air here, actually what you need to read is another book. I'm going to have to put it in the comment section below because it's escaping me right now. There's so many books I've read and I'm confusing them all. But what you can do is, I'm going to have to do a video about all the books I've read, definitely, because there's just been so many over the years. And a lot of people have been asking me, what books have you read? What do you recommend reading? And I need to get my books, lay them all out, and make sure everybody knows all of them and why I recommend each one. I think it's that there are just so many that would really benefit people. So that's all I'm going to say for this video. Went on way too long as usual, but I hope you got some information, good information out of it. Understand that the people of Argentina are not going to do well with what is happening today. The country faces turmoil, but it faces it both internally and externally, okay? The way it works. There are currency wars that take place every single day. And these are not good for these countries, okay? They always find a way to manipulate the currency, to crash it down. Greece suffered because of the credit default swaps. That was one reason they were put into this mess that they're in today. The sovereign debt crisis and everything else that came after that. And ultimately, what you can see is that nation after nation after nation is suffering at the hands of the supranational entities, which control every facet of these nations from the top to the bottom, everywhere in between. That's all for this video. If you found it informative, please give me a thumbs up. Remember, I'm going to put the book that I recommend down in the description and the comments, actually, of this video, so check that out. Last but not least, if you found this video informative, I know that you will find my books, The Money GPS, and my newer release, Global Economic Collapse, even more informative. You can flip through these books at Amazon. There will be links in the description of this video for you to check out. That's all. Take care.